Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be playing Long Live the Queen. It's a game where you play a princess whose mother has recently died, and you are to take up the crown once you've reached your adult, which will be in a year. So you have to survive that year by making choices, taking classes which will build up your stats, which will then allow you to pass or not pass checks that will be made each week on different events, and things will happen or won't happen depending on the outcome of those checks. You also have to manage your mood, because moods give bonuses and penalties to said classes that you take. Okay, we'll get into that in a little bit, because first it'll be a small little story that will explain about the mother dying and you having to take up the crown. Okay, let's get into this. I'm not going to be reading the text, please. I'm not a good reader. It's just not what I do. I will leave it on long enough so that you can read it for yourself, and then we'll, go to the next lines and stuff. So here we go. Let's get into this game. Okay, so they reach of adult age at 15, as this is saying. This is kind of a wise saying. Yeah, when bad things happen, you do have to pick yourself up and go on with it. I know it's hard for somebody who've just lost someone they love dearly to realize that, but, I just like this kind of quote. Okay, so I'm gonna play the tutorial, but I'm going to give my own explanations, and hopefully I can do it a little bit clearer than they can, because they're not very clear. Okay, so we're gonna just go with Tell Me More. Oh, did I? Maybe I hit the wrong button. Okay, so let's go through it. This is your skills. They're broken into different categories. You'll see the name of each category at the top. Start with social. It has 3 different skill sets. Each sets are 3 skills under a different, heading. First one's oral demeanor. As you can see, 3 skills underneath it: conversation, expression, Then we got physical, we've got intellectual, and then you got mystical. Okay, so when you start building up points into these skills, they also give kind of a overall bonus to both the skill set that it's under, as well as the actual overall set. So, as you're building, say, Royal Demeanor, you'll get a bonus, an extra bonus to Royal Demeanor, as well as in points towards building social, and these will add up. So like if you stick to one skill set, say intellectual, there's a lot of good stuff in here: history, intrigue, medicine, economics, military. As you build up a group, you're building up the overall bonus, which will then, help going to a different set within that group. Say if you're building history and you want to switch over to intrigue, well, now you've built up some bonuses that will apply to intrigue as you start building into it. As you can see, there's mood bonuses and penalties. You start the game depressed and what is it? You're depressed and you're afraid. So you see it going, these hearts at points, each one at a different level. You've got 2 points in afraid, while you've got 4 points in depressed. Getting points in cheerful will lose you points in depressed, while getting points in angry will negate your afraid. This will do the same thing for the willful, yielding, pressured, and lonely side. Now, it goes from left to right, so if you say had 2 points in afraid and 2 points in depressed, while the other 2 are at their neutral positions, like they are here, you would be afraid instead of depressed. That's just how it'll work. Obviously, if you have more points in one emotion than any other, then it'll take precedence. And that's how mood works. Each of these 8 moods will have a different bonus and penalty to skills and stuff. And you're basically trying to manage your moods to get the best bonuses so that you build up your skills faster. We find depressed mood gives bonus to expression and animal handling. Meaning, if you take one of these 2 skills, and you'll see if you go look over at expression, it says it has a 1.0 bonus. That basically means it's going to be 1.5 times effective. If it says 2.0, it'll be 2 times effective. you if there's neutral, you'll get 10 points in a skill if you train it. With this 1.0 bonus, you'll get 15. Obviously, if it's 2, you'll get 20. This also works for negatives. If it's a 1.0 negative, you'll get 5 points. And you'll see that soon. Conversation, how it says it's a -2. You'll get 0 points if you try training anything in conversation. So you do not want to do that. Because it's worthless. It's throwing away a week. And you've only got 40 weeks. So it's not quite a year, but they're calling it a year. So let's get into outfits you earn as you progress. If you get 25 points in all 3 skills of a group, like we'll say royal demeanor. If you get composure, elegance, and presence to 25, you'll unlock an outfit that will give you a 10-point bonus to all 3 of those skills. And this becomes helpful. So getting bonuses can help you at times to say meet a skill check that you just don't have time to train in, and you want to go train something else real quick. So you can use that 10-point bonus to basically skip a week's training. Now, if you're just looking for one skill out of the group, maybe you don't want to train the other 2, or you need one more than the other. At a certain point, and I believe it's 50, you will not be able to get any more points in until the other 2 reach 25. And this will go for every skill group of 3 that you find. And that's pretty much all you need to know about getting in there. So, what we're going to do, each week you have 2 classes, a day and a night. They call it morning, evening, who cares? Okay, so even though I'm going to get a bonus or a penalty in this, we're going to train. First time I've done this with controllers, so bear with me. Okay, it says press plus. So I've got my 2 classes I want to do. I'm going to train composure on both of them because I want to get it to 10. See, you're too depressed. You're only getting 5 points. So you're going from 0 to 5. Okay, so there's a noise. Let's see what it is. Oh, look, it's aunt, uncle, and cousins. should show you these. You can do this for each new character, and you can find a little bit about their family, their age, married, not married, kids, not kids, whatnot. So that's helpful in learning who people are and who they're connected to. You will see a lot of, people trying to manipulate you or trying to gain power in this game. There's lots of ways to die, and there's lots of ways to finish this game. And that's a good thing. You see that +1 cheerful? Okay, so that applies to your mood now. You remember you had 4 in depression. Well, now you're only going to have 3 when it gets to this screen. And you can check that by, you can see where depressed moved closer to afraid. Okay, so at the end of every week, you get a little weekend activity that you can do, and each one of these activities will give you different bonuses or penalty depending on what. Some of these won't tell you, or like this talking to father one. Actually, I don't think it gives you a plus or minus to any mood. It says there's no effect on the visiting dungeons, but sometimes there will be a one there. It's just, just how it goes. Okay, so this one, we're going to visit Charlotte. And this is because you will get a plus cheerful for it. And there's your cheerful. Okay, so now, because you got that cheerful, your mood is afraid. So, let's go to the skills. Okay, it now gives bonuses to agility and faith, and penalties to demeanor and intrigue, weapons, and military. So this one has much more penalties than it does bonuses. Okay, so if you look over at Royal Demeanor, because I trained in it, you'll see the minus to it isn't at 1 yet. It's almost 1, but I mean it's still less than 1, which means you got a bonus because you trained. And you can see up in social, you've got a very small, slight bonus to the social group. Okay, so let's go back to classes. I will not need composure or any Royal Demeanor for a while, so what we're going to do is we're going to go over to conversation. And in it, we want court manners. Oh, for night, I'm going to economics. This is for something later down the road, but getting into it because basically I only need one class of court manners at this moment, and I needed something to fill in. Okay, so let's hit and get this going. Okay, so I got my full 10 points in court manners. And I got 10 points in trade. Noise? Let's see what's going on. Julianne, let's show you. Okay, so says Lumen. I'm not going to tell you what that is right now. I'll let her tell you what that is later on. Okay, so your father is blaming the death of your mother on Julianne. And why? Because she's a Lumen. That's not completely true. They're not known to be known as traitors, but they're distrusted usually because, people fear what they don't understand. Okay, so if I let her stay, I will get a point in willful because I'm disobeying my father. And I believe that's what I did here. I could arrest her and then, go to the dungeons and decide whether I want to send her away or let her stay. But I believe here I just did this. And see, you get the one willful. We're not going to talk to her right away. Usually you'd go and say hi and she'd explain what she is. But today, because we don't want to be afraid either, that's what we want right here. We're gonna go for cheerful, yielding, lonely. There's a difference between lonely and and these others, where lonely and pressured, the two opposing moods. They don't have easy ways of well, actually, I'm sorry. I'm thinking of willful and yielding, where they don't get points very often through these weeks. Like, well, I don't think you get anything for in yielding in any of the events that I remember. So these two, the willful and yielding, are very much harder to get in and out of. So be very careful on when you gain them. If you're, make sure you, these weekend events are the only ways that I know of that will affect that. So we're going to go play with toys. So we got our bonuses. Now let's look at our mood. Okay, now things look a lot different. Your depressed is almost at neutral. You're still afraid, but now you've got a point of pressured. And I negated the willful by getting a yielding. So now willful's back to its neutral. So this week, we're just gonna jump right into economics on both, because I'm trying to build up for actually two different events that I'm trying to get to on. So let's get this going. Okay. Now, alright, now you're at 20. You got your 10. Now we're going to 30. Okay. And we're about to see why I trained in composure when I did. So the Duchess of Ursel, which is Julianne. Ah, she's pointing the sword at your feet. Why? Do you hold still, or do you look down? Well, I'm gonna hold still. Yeah, composure successful. There, it's dead. What's dead? Oh, it was a snake. Milk vipers. They're poisonous. In fact, they're in this game, they're very poisonous. And Lucille's a little bit mad her daughter was exposed to a poisonous snake. And now they're gonna go. Okay, so this weekend. Okay, there. I want to explain. We're going to attend service. Now, attend service does something different than all of these other weekend events where they add points to a mode. Attend service's job is to take points away and to the biggest mood in this case, it's afraid. The one you have the most points in, it's going to try minusing to get it until it gets to your neutral position. So you use attend service to get you to a more neutral state. Now, it will not affect, I don't remember if it doesn't affect willful and yielding, or it doesn't affect pressured and lonely. I don't remember. I think it's willful and yielding. Again, like I said, there's not a lot of things that do affect those two. So, let's attend service. Oops. No, see if I can go back on, because we want to attend service. So, there. Alright. Good thing you could do that. I didn't. Ooh, that would have messed things up if I'd... Okay, so we're still afraid, but now we're tied with depression and lonely. It's, well, we know what afraid does. And frankly, the skill we're training in right now doesn't actually get bonuses. It's one of the only ones that doesn't get a bonus. So, we're fine with being in whatever mood it is. So, we're going to go now to production. Okay, since we're at 30 in trade, we're done with trade for right now because, like I said, your goal is to try to get all 3 to 25 so that you can go past, I believe it's 50. Now I'm at gaining over 11.5 points per day. Or week, I should say. Okay, so that's already put me at almost 23.5. So, bonuses are adding up. Man, she's... More servants, huh? Must be nice. Okay, so we're going to go to attending court. This is basically what I use when I want to get out of willing and into yielding. This is usually what I do to get into it. Yes, it gives you a depressed and a pressured, but you can use court to get rid of those, services to get rid of those bonuses too. So, where you can't really with willing and yielding. So, we're just going to, again, we're going to do this. Okay, so we're going to end this video right here. It's been about a half an hour, and I'll see you next time.